Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Let's get ready to be at our best now. Be at our best.
Yeah, it's going to be a boring one today.
Those guys don't all suck.
You son of a B.
ASAP, any score, any place, you know we bring well. We bout there. We'll pull up on anybody and get it done.
Suck it, Raiders.
He is dead.
I love you, Jay. Bye.
Joe, start fast.
They the next team on our schedule, and we trying to do something big here. We trying to win a Super Bowl.
Another beautiful day.
It is.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my two brothers, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I can confirm, folks, there is no bubblegum in Mr. Huggins' mouth.
9.
And Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
I'm here. I didn't think of anything clever to say. So, Kevin, good start to the episode.
1-0 already. Show just started, and I'm still 1-up to you.
Well, you used that when we were like kind of introing, getting ready for the episode. I didn't expect you to throw it back out there again.
I even gave you a heads up I was going to do it, and you still had nothing. So, bam.
So, 1-0. It's okay.
Cool.
We got some Rochambolt coming up later. I'll get it
Ooh,
done.
that's right, folks. We got another round of Rochambolt coming up in the latter part of the episode. But first, as we always do, what is going on in the life of Kevin?
Not much, man. Been pretty low key. I mentioned a few episodes ago, shot a movie during quarantine, and we just got a article in Vanity Fair about it. So that was
you did.
Pretty
Name
exciting.
dropped,
and
baby.
little name drop in there. So it was exciting,
cool.
man. It was, getting in a giant entertainment magazine like that was like, that was the first time for that. So excited that we're doing a little reshoots on it, and it'll be done pretty soon. So fingers crossed that'll go well. And then, just getting ready for a little mini trip. We're heading out to Albuquerque, New Mexico to go see some family.
Awesome.
We're driving, so 15 hours in the car is going to be real nice with 3 kids.
Yeah.
But you set up that like 30-inch TV in your car.
Yeah. I have a lot of grip equipment because I'm in the film, that they use a lot of gear for work. I borrowed a few things and mounted this 32-inch TV.
Borrowed.
I'll bring it back. But I mounted a 32-inch TV on the wall. And literally, my kids, we went out there to go try it out the other day, and they just, my second, sat down. I was like, blah, 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 blah. What is this, Faja? So I think they'll be fine. We have tons of movies, but it's just sunflower seeds. Here I come. What about you, old dog? What you been up to?
Just staying strong, man. Just knocking out projects left and right. Getting a couple more cartoon gigs. So fingers crossed they turn into something. But there's a nice spectrum of voices that'll be coming out of Mr. Wooldog here in the somewhat future. I'm anxious to see what creature I get to hear my voice come out of it.
You're gonna have to give us a little taste of it.
Yeah. Well, I can do that. I can make.
Why don't you marinate on that, and then later on we'll check back in, and you give us
maybe during a Rochambolt you just bust out in one of your characters.
There we go. I'll answer the 3 questions in different characters. I won't tell you what the characters are. I will just answer in 3 different characters.
I'm officially excited for Rochambolt. I wasn't
there you
until
go. You
now.
got that
now
to look forward to, folks. A little amateurish voiceover from Mr. Wooldog.
Dude,
so,
but you're
Kyle,
kind of a pro, so no
I don't want to toot my own horn. Kyle, what do you got going for?
Yeah, so 4th of July we just had, so happy 4th of July to everyone.
Happy 4th.
No firework related injuries, so that's always good. We went out to the Colorado River in Laughlin, and so we did that for a couple of days. It was like 110 degrees, almost lost my life to heat out there. I don't do well in heat. The Duggans don't do well in heat.
Dude, I remember when you were a little kid, you would freak out so hard when you were hot, and you just rip your clothes off wherever you were. Just this little naked kid running around a parking lot.
Thing. At 30 years old, still ripping clothes off.
So it's a little more sketchy now, but I respect your
decision. A little more illegal now, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So we went out to the Riverside. That was super fun. And still just going strong. Excited for football season to get going here. Hopefully it's sooner, and nothing delays it like all these other sports seem to be getting delayed. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
We will have to wait and see. And that is one of our topics tonight, looking at the league right now. They have announced that they will be cutting the preseason in half. And this is the first of hopefully the first and hopefully the last, but the first cut that we've seen to our season, and it falls on the preseason right now. So we went from 4 games to 2, which meant that the Chargers, now their first game is going to be against the LA Rams. And as Mr. Huggin mentioned to me, Chargers are the home team.
Oh my God, is that awesome?
Yeah,
so the first time the Rams play in their stadium that they officially paid for, we get to have all of our logos all over the field. It could not have been better. Like,
so
I'm happy to
funny.
lose the other 2 preseason games just to have this as like a thing. I'm really pumped about this, actually.
Except for, okay, so normally preseason games to me, it's whatever. Like, they're just like, after the first couple, like, you don't really watch the first one. You watch the second and third. You don't really watch the fourth one because that's when the guys that you actually care about are playing.
Yeah.
But of course, the first time we're on Hard Knocks, where they chronicle every preseason game, and that's like the most fun part, is getting to see these guys' stories show up in the game. They don't have it. So, like, I don't know. I don't want to be like the woe is me. Of course, this happens to the Chargers, but it kind of is. Of course, this happens to the Chargers. You know, like, are you serious? The first time in NFL history they shortened the preseason down to 2 games is when we have a full blown documentary about our team, and that means our guys trying to fight for a roster spot. Not only did they not really get a summer minicamp, but now they also only have 1 real game probably to prove themselves, because the actual starters are going to need to get a decent amount of playing time. And so what that's going to look like is going to be crazy, but just more, I guess,
interesting.
more drama to go into our Hard Knocks.
Well, in a way, a good spin to look at it is like, you know, they usually in those episodes with the preseason game, and then here we're going to get more insight, more players. There's actually a probability of us seeing more of our players because they're going to have to split that time between the 2 teams. So this just shows like, hey, if we have more interesting guys and more interesting storylines, we're going to see more of our guys. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm an eternal optimist to a certain degree.
That's cute. Thanks, Kev.
An optimist and a realist.
Yeah.
So time will tell. We'll just have to, again, play it day by day and find out as they go through Hard Knocks, because Hard Knocks is happening. It is happening. They haven't canceled Hard Knocks. So as we get through Hard Knocks, I'm sure we'll learn more about how the season will shape out. But as it stands right now, 2 of the first preseason games are nixed.
Well, the one thing that could be interesting, they released some more guidelines of like what training camp and that kind of stuff is going to look like. So what they're going to do is that they're going to basically tag everybody. It's like basically everyone's going to be wearing a tracking device, from the players to the people that work in the building to all this stuff. So literally everyone's going to be tracked at all moments of the day. Like, that could lead to some pretty crazy shit on Hard Knocks.
Tracked like their temperature?
No, like, yeah, I think it's their temperature, and it tracks where they are, who they're next to, what they're doing. Like, there's no privacy for these players. Yeah, they just released it.
Where did you get this? I cannot believe the NFLPA would agree to something like that.
They released more guidelines to aid in contact tracing. All tier 1 through 3 personnel will have to wear tracking devices at all times during any team activity in and outside of the actual facility. The tracking devices are called Kinexon proximity recording tracking devices.
Wow.
Dude, that's like something you put on your dog so it doesn't get lost when it runs away.
I feel like somebody's going to have like a Harry Potter Marauders map. Am I right?
Am I right, boys? Am I right? Like, they're going to be, I'm sure it'll be tracking their, temperature, their blood pressure, that kind of stuff. But then you'll be able to cut to Hard Knocks, like a top view of a map of like the Marauders map, and you see all the people moving around. It's going to be awesome.
Like, you see who's late to what meeting, and
you just see this little dot running from the parking lot late to a meeting. Oh my God, it's going to be awesome.
That's going to be really interesting.
That's so not. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's
kind of taking away some freedoms for the players.
But it's only when they're. It's only when they're practicing. It's not like, all right, I'm going to go home, and they're still tracking them like as they go home.
Well, it has to be that's when they're worried about who they're interacting with, right?
Yeah, don't quote me. I ain't said shit, but I'm not sure that that's actually
when you
the
read
case.
it, you said it was during practice
yeah.
activities or workout
team activities. Yeah, so they can take. I think they take it off as soon as they leave the facility. So
what's the point of that? You're interacting with everyone.
I guess to track who's sick, who doesn't know that they are, find out.
I mean, if it's tracking like their temperature
them.
and stuff like that, that would make sense, because if somebody's got a temperature, they don't want them there. That seems to be the main indicator, at least when trying to figure out if somebody's got this, short of giving them just straight up testing everybody.
Yeah.
Is to track their temperature. So that part would make sense. If it's tracking their location, that's going to be interesting.
Creepy.
All right. Yeah. Keep an eye out, folks. As we learn more. This was breaking news, so we had to give it to you right then and there on the fly. And as far as other breaking news, this isn't necessarily Charger related, but it's definitely AFC West related. If you haven't heard this, I don't know how you couldn't have, but Mr. I hate saying it, Super Bowl winner Patrick Mahomes just got the biggest, with a B, contract ever.
That's insane.
Ever in the history of the NFL.
$500 million.
He's going to be a
$500 million
Chief.
with
If all
a
things
B.
If all things go well for the Chiefs, he's going to be on that team till I'm 47 years old. Like, that is a lot to think about, and I'm kind of stressing out a little bit about it.
Dude, your oldest son will be in high school by the time.
Dude,
Mahomes
this is crazy. 12 years that you're committing to this guy. Like, what do you think on that, Kyle? Like, that doesn't make, it kind of makes sense, but like, I don't get it. Like, why so long?
I don't know, except unless that's the demand. That's what he wants, and that's all he was. I just don't know why they had to do it right now. To me, the timing of this makes no sense. So you're approaching a football season that might not happen. And if it does happen, it's likely that you won't have any fans. So every franchise is going to lose big time money throughout this whole season. The guy was under contract for 2 more years. So I don't know why there was this huge rush to sign him to a 10-year deal for $500 million. When right now the financial status of the NFL, although solid, and I'm sure it'll do fine, you still don't know without a doubt that that's the case. So to go and sign this guy for the biggest contract in the history of sports seems a bit aggressive. I mean, this is definitely, I mean, was Mahomes going to sit out? It doesn't seem like that was going to happen with 2 years left to do. Maybe that's what he was threatening. But I don't know why he had all the leverage. He just won a Super Bowl. He has all the leverage right now. I don't really know. Honestly, I think it's good for the rest of the AFC West. I mean, they have so much money tied up in this guy now.
You're not going to have the weapons around him.
The reason they were so good is because he was on his rookie contract, and you didn't have a quarter. That's why they got rid of Alex Smith. Is you didn't have a quarterback that costs a lot. Yeah. And so when you're able to hit that jackpot on a rookie, not pay him a lot of money, pay everyone around him, bring in the Sammy Watkins, and be able to bring in these guys for big money, then you could have a good complete team. But now you got $40 million a year into this guy. I mean, everyone says that the big TV deals are getting renewed, and there's going to be a lot more money, and the caps are going to be raised. But even so, like that's groundbreaking. I just wonder what the trickle effect is going to be. Like, what's the Dak Prescott going to get? What are these?
He's not getting anywhere near this. There's no way.
It doesn't matter if it's even near that, though. If he gets $300 million, that, as of 3 days ago, that would have been astronomical. He would have never even considered that.
You know, a lot of the quarterbacks that are looking for new deals in the future are just jumping out of their chairs excited with what this did. This just changed the whole landscape for what quarterbacks can be played. And to circle back on what you were saying about like how much cap hit, like it looks like they basically Chiefs are preparing to try and win another Super Bowl right away. Because what they did with his contract in 2020, he's only going to make $5 million. So this year he's only going to make $5 million. But then next year he makes 24, and then it just keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher from there. So they must feel like they are going to win another Super Bowl right now from basically what his pay structure looks like. Because once you get out of this year, you're swallowing up another, $25 million. Like, that's a lot of money per year.
Yeah.
Just, to not have people surrounding you.
ESPN threw something up. I think it was ESPN on their Instagram that was like the players that you can have for the cost of Patrick Mahomes, and they put a full 11-man offense with what you're paying Patrick Mahomes, and they're all like good guys, including linemen, receivers, quarterback, running backs, and like it was a pretty solid team. Like it wasn't the greatest team in the world, but okay. So here it was: Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Nick Chubb at running back, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chris Godwin, Cooper Kupp, George Kittle, Orlando Brown, Ryan Ramczyk, Connor Williams, Elgton Jenkins, Ryan Kelly, those are the offensive linemen, Max Crosby, Kenny Clark, Joey Bosa, TJ Watt, Darius Leonard, Fred Warner, Leighton Vander Esch, Tre'Davious White, JC Jackson, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Xavier Woods for what they're going to be paying Patrick Mahomes. All those players. God. And like obviously those guys, most of those guys are on the rookie contract, but that's just goes to show like the importance of drafting good guys. Yeah, because then you got to pay him this kind of money now, apparently. So Herbert is like, all right, give me 2 good seasons, and I got that $400 million coming my way.
Do you think this is good for us or bad for us? So I kind of feel optimistic about this. Even if they do have another good year this year, it's just their team's going to start becoming more average or below average on other position groups.
I think it could go both ways. So it's good. It's good with the fact that the Chiefs now have so much tied up, but it's still Patrick Mahomes, and the guy's a freak, and we've already seen that he's really, really good. But it also, like Adam was saying, sets the precedent for these other quarterbacks. So, and other positions are going to start to be like, okay, I understand quarterbacks get paid the most, but I'm the best left tackle in the league, so I need more money. And so
to protect your $500 million guy.
Right. So all the contracts are going to start going up. Have the Chargers been known as the team that spends a lot of money? So does this create a bigger discrepancy between us and the rest of the league? That's the question that you hope isn't the case, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Time will tell. And I think one of the biggest things, and this was something that Pat Leonard on Twitter said, that NFL Players Union appears to have a major leverage in 2020 negotiations due to absence of force majeure clause in CBA and standard player contract. Owners may be required to pay players their 2020 salaries, whether they play games this season or not. So now, granted, Mahomes is still on his 2020 or his rookie contract, so you're not totally biting it there. But any NFL team that's going to have to pay their players
without
full
revenue,
contract, without any revenue, without any playing, like that's going to be really interesting. So there's no official on that. It's just that they have leverage. But still, that could, I mean, that's been my question as all of this has been going on, is like, do the players get paid? And if they do they get their full amount? Or is it like no pay, no play, no play, no pay?
Well, it's interesting too with the Mahomes thing, because I was looking at like the breakdown. So he gets a 10 million signing bonus, and then upon actually signing, Mahomes gets just a little more than 63 million. And he's going to make just north of $103 million by March of next year. That club's going to be on the hook for that. Like, how does that work if they're not playing games? $103 million. They were saying that basically what they're paying Mahomes versus the value of the Chiefs, Mahomes is 25% of the value of the entire Chiefs organization. Wow. Yeah, he's a good quarterback, but also we're playing football, man. We're playing football. You can get hurt playing football.
Sure.
You know, you could taper off, but you're locking into this guy. It's pretty crazy. I know there's probably some like bail clauses for the team, but man, that is a violent game that you're really locking into one player and a lot of money. So
yeah, that's a baseball contract he got for a very violent
baseball
sport.
Money. Yeah, baseball money, wrong sport for sure. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. We're clearly not going to be dealing with anyone else at quarterback for the Chiefs, but Mahomes for a very long time.
For the next decade.
Until I'm 47 and my kids have graduated college. So that's just what that is.
Well, my kids aren't going to school. We're going right into quarterback school starting tomorrow, and you're going
to start, dude, I'm counting on him because I know you'll hook me up a little bit on the side. If your kid gets that 500, million contract, right?
Pax, that's it,
Uncle
dude.
Kev,
We're not going
Uncle
to school.
Kev.
There's no point in education. We're just going all in on football. And if it doesn't work, guess what? If it doesn't work, he's got a sweet documentary coming on 30 for 30 on ESPN.
There you go. I like it.
Dad doesn't allow kid to go to school to train.
That'll be like one of those crazy ones where like you get in a lot of trouble. It's like those crazy dads who push their kids too hard, and then like social services comes.
Yep.
Yeah. Sick.
All right. There you go, folks. Check ESPN for the future for 30 on 30, starring Kyle the Coach Duggan.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's just about it that's been going on lately this past week. It's been a little bit of a slow week, so we've got our fan focus now that we got to sit down with Brian of the Diehard Bolt Club and Thunder Alley. Huggin and I sat down with him and picked his brain a little bit to see what's been going on with him. So here we go. Our sit down with Brian.
All right, well, we are super excited to have Brian from San Diego with many monikers, the Diehard Bolt Club, the Thunder Alley, among many things. So we're just really excited to have you. Thanks for coming on, Brian.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. My pleasure.
Awesome, man. So let's just, what we like to do when we meet new people is just kind of right off the bat, like, how did you become a Charger fan?
To tell you the truth, being San Diego, I somewhat was born into it. What really caught my attention, I guess, back in those days is the Fouts era, the Air Coryell, and then the news. I recall as a kid, the news of Chuck Muncie coming in, They're like, Chuck Muncie, that guy he could run. Yes, we got a good running back. Yeah. So Chuck Muncie, I clinged on to him and I felt like I was running with him, So it just took off from there. As a matter of fact, I'll probably give my age away, but it was 1980, and 1980, and I was in 10th. No, was it not 10th grade? About 6th grade. So yeah, I clinged on from him since 6th grade, and but that's, I guess, when I started realizing more about football and whatnot. So my eyes started opening, and then I wasn't able to afford tickets until I was much, much older. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was it something that you went to yourself, or was it a family thing? Were your friends fans of the Chargers? What was it that really kind of pulled you in?
It's just that whole era, the Air Coryell era, and
so it was just you. You weren't influenced by somebody else.
You're right, because my family was more of a soccer family and baseball family, and I like the Padres too. And TJ didn't have much. San Diego had the San Diego Soccer, so we did attend a lot of the soccer games in the sports arena. I remember watching a few championships, going to a few championships and stuff, and it was fun, and it was just something different about football that really I somewhat separated myself from the rest of the family, and I dragged some with me at the same time.
In speaking of that, if anybody isn't aware of this, the Diehard Bolt Club is a real deal thing. How did that get started?
It's a long story. Hopefully we have enough time, but
dude, we got all the time.
Let's go.
All right. So it was through social media. One day we were chopping it up on social media. Twitter was coming around. I think it was around 10 years ago. 3 guys chopping it up, and hey, we should do this, we should do that. And I go, yeah, you know what? There's kind of like little factions around the stadium of tailgating that kind of do that already. Well, the stadium was so big already as it is, and I go, we could do our own thing, whatever, but we were building it through social media. So we decided, let's do our thing. And then it was 3 guys, one from Inland Empire, one from Mission Viejo, and then one from San Diego. Angels fans, a Dodgers fan, and a Padres fan coming together.
the trifecta.
Yeah, exactly, right. And coming together and saying, screw the baseball factor. Let's concentrate on the tailgating / the Charger Power Hour, right?
Yeah.
And it just took off from there. Little by little, people started noticing. People started getting reached out, worldwide, and coming down to San Diego to Qualcomm Stadium to say, "Hey, bro, nice to meet you." And wow, let's drink a coldie and go Bolts. I'm like, yeah, this is so cool. And it just started rolling over and over and over and over, and here we are today, Diehard Bolt Club.
That's so awesome, man. And I've seen there's so many different chapters, because I'm in Missouri, unfortunately. I'm in the belly of the beast. So like the closest charter I have is the Chicago. So I might have to chat with you after this and see if I can get a Missouri charter because I see there's one car that I see driving around every once in a while that has a Bolt sticker. It's like him and me. I'm like, we're gonna bring this together, bro. You and me. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
So like about like kind of seeing your Twitter, your Twitter and some of your social media, you definitely travel a lot with the team. It seems like. Tell us a little bit about that.
It all stems up from the name Diehard. You know what I mean? You're going to be there through thick and thin. Yeah, I was there from that 1 in 15 season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was there in the good, when LT did his record, I was there for Gates's, touchdown. And, it's just many things like that it also includes going out and about. I do recall, like, at Qualcomm, I'm going to be honest with you. You guys were San Diego too and all that, but I'm going to be honest with you. I hated seeing the Packer fans coming in. But they would come in.
Yeah.
They would come in bus loads, but I didn't know what the ins and outs were at that time. Like, why do these MFers always come together and they come deep and they take a whole section? And I'm like, how does that work? You know what I mean? At the time. And lo and behold, I started finding out that they have somebody that coordinates it, this and this and that, and they all come together. So I was like, I kind of like that. Why can't we do that? You know what I'm saying? Totally. Why can't we come together? So in our Constitution, we asked you guys that, at least come out and represent 2 to 3 times a year. If you can. Not everybody has the money too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's becoming a luxury, what I'm saying? It's becoming a rich man's sport in a sense, I mean? It's putting a lot of people behind. And I think that's some of the problems I hear in San Diego too, ticket wise and all that.
Yeah.
Because the shell shock from $25 for a parking pass up to now is like $100.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
But I had already encountered it. I already had encountered like in Houston, traveling, like, you paid what, $100 just to be here this little, like, damn, Yeah. So I already had encountered it. So I already, kind of knew where the NFL was heading towards too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where the Diehard name says it all. You know what I mean? You're there through thick and thin, and your ultimate goal is to back them up, like the old Charger backer. It used to be the old Charger. I don't know if you guys remember that. The old Charger backers fan group. They were there, I guess, ever since they moved down from LA for the first time.
Yeah.
So, but some of those Charger backers are now with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
right.
I have a couple of guys that are continuing the tradition, but they just can't travel as much because older age and whatnot, and things happen in life that our bodies are not able to do it. They can't walk too much or whatever.
Sure.
Whatever they have and I get that, but they are a part of us, and I respect them, and they cheer from afar, and they try to go to at least once a game, and I respect that.
That's cool. So great. Where do you think of all the places you've been traveling with the team as the Diehards, where's been your favorite stadium, favorite place you've been to?
Oh, wow. I haven't been to all of them. I'm going to let you know that. I still have a list to acquire. Yeah. Nice. But I want to say, you know what? I had a lot. This is just last year. I had a lot of fun in Miami, man. And it's not just because of the stadium and everything. The people are great and everything. Little Cuba, I think it was little Cuba. It's like, oh my gosh, we had a blast down there, and it's just the surrounding areas, the food, the culture. It was something where, like, I'll never forget. I always cherish it. We spend the night at right along the beach right there. What was it, that beach name? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, we were there, and it was a good time, man. And I want to say that one was one of them. I've gone to Gillette.
Yeah,
that was kind of. Yeah, they were like, man, you got some balls to be
Boston.
Real.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Was that the playoff game? Was that
the playoff game? And I was like, man, right now I don't have any balls. I can't go.
Oh man.
But no, they respected us for being there, and this guy just opened up his jacket and tossed us a little bottle of Fireball. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah. So they made us feel welcome, and it was fun, but not the score, obviously. But
sure. For me, being out here, I go to every Chiefs game, home game, so I'm like by myself pretty much. And dude, I grew up going to games at Qualcomm with my dad. We had season tickets, and I remember the Raiders always being such a stressful game for my dad because I was a young kid and they were just talking so much shit, just started so much shit. I'd never experienced anything like Chiefs fans, man.
Yeah, you know what? I did get a few there in Kansas City. Older gentlemen giving me the finger, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just like old people. Yeah, it's like it's even
like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this guy really is he tripping? What's going on? But yeah, it was a good time there. But I try to sit behind the uprights as much as possible, and those tickets are kind of steep, so those people are a little bit. They're not as rowdy as the.
I feel you, the nosebleeders for sure.
You know, where they're much cheaper and you get the most rowdy and hot dogs being thrown at you and all that. But
sure.
But yeah, so I always try to look for some decent seats. I'm not trying to get in trouble in every single city.
I feel you. Yeah. I feel you. Well, kind of going on that, Thunder Alley is like I've been to that a few times, not realizing really what it was or where it came from, and it sounds like you were a huge part in getting that going. So tell us about Thunder Alley.
I want to say it was a third part of it. That's the way. And what I'm about to say is from my perspective. Sure. A lot of people say, no, it was me, and no, it was, and then you know what, it was, this is from my perspective, and it's gotten notoriety and a lot of people looking at it, right? A lot of eyes, and so it was. I want to say the Chargers had announced that they're going to LA. We went to the Forum. And we backed them up. Okay, yeah. So we were informed of a barbecue. Some Charger fan group was going to do a barbecue at Elysian Park up in LA. And we said to ourselves, you know what? Well, not only let's go recruit, but let's go represent and, see who's what and, get a feel for things. And if not, we'll go on our merry way and do our own thing and whatever, Yeah. So we posted up. We had our canopies. Our canopies have our logos and stuff like that. We had our flags. We had a bar with our logo and everything. We got our little sound system going on. Tailgate. We're tailgating here.
Yeah.
We represented. We tailgated, the right way, And a lot of people were like, "What? Oh, what? Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Felt like they felt like if a franchise had moved into the barbecue, there's no parking, because we had flags already done, we had all that, that's the way we roll, what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
We're a club, and we represent our club, and we back each other up through thick and thin. Yes, we bump heads, and like anything else, you encounter situations, you figure it out as grown-ups, and you just move on, But at that time, we show up, and we knew people. We started getting to meet people, and then on the way down from that part, that barbecue or meetup or get-together, whatever you want to call it, my wife says to me, we're cruising down on the 5, and I recall because it was around this time, 4th of July, they had fireworks at the Del Mar Fair. You remember that,
right? Oh, yeah.
Right, So we're cruising down, and my wife turns around, and I stare her in the eyes, and she says, why don't you San Diego people get together and tailgate with some of these LA people? They're pretty cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some of the LA people were like, you know what, bro? It's not our fault. The team moved, you know what I mean? We welcome you with open arms, you know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? It's not our fault, really. It's the owner's decision, and,
sure.
The city did this, did that, so what can we do? It's not like we called it to move over. Yeah, we want them here in our backyard, and so do you. So,
yeah.
Well, we ended up, hanging out and stuff. And so I looked at my wife. I go, you know what? You're right. So she dropped that seed in my mind. You know what I mean? And then I started, talking to others that I know, and it just started, doing the snowball effect. So there was a second barbecue by another group, and little did I know at the time of what their little drama was going on. And what happened is that one of those guys, one of the leaders over there, he was like, hey, bro, we should do this. And I go, you know what? My wife just told me that. Let's jump on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So it was 2 tailgates from San Diego at the time, the representatives, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Others could say, no, but we were there, but no representatives were there. So my mind and my eyes is that the main representatives were there. There's 3 representatives from different groups, and we got together and we said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get together. We kind of, shook hands on it, and we agreed, and it became. And as a matter of fact, we were thinking of the name at that time. And I remember one guy had said alley, and then like an alley, and then me not thinking, and I'll take a little bit of credit on that one. Me not thinking about like there's a Thunder Alley in basketball, there's a Thunder Alley in NASCAR, there's a Thunder Alley in hockey, and there's a Thunder Alley in wherever else, right? So here I am thinking, how about lightning bolts and thunder lights, lightning bolts, and I started singing the song, lightning,
seeing the equation in the air going like that. I see it.
Thunder Alley, and like everybody, oh yes, let's do that, yeah. But we didn't even think about like, checking in with the NBA or anybody else for that matter, right? Yeah. We were just having a good time drinking beers and enjoying the barbecue and had this little freaking drawing going up in the air and all this crazy stuff, So that's cool. So we're just having a good time, and that's what it ended up being. It ended up being Thunder Alley, and so we try to coordinate as much as possible with different factions, and here we are today, and it's become something bigger and better every time that we get together.
It was awesome, and I was there when we played Houston this last season, and it was like I just showed up by myself. I had a buddy, didn't know anybody, but everybody was so welcoming, like handing out like margaritas and shit, and like the food was unreal. It's like it was. I just can't wait to get back and go to one. So thank you for getting that rolling, because it was nice to see that many Charger fans in one place. It was not normal for me being here. So seeing everybody together, I was like, oh, you're my brother, you're my sister. I see all of you guys. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, you got it, man. And it's because of the passion that I have for it. You know what I mean? And that's where the Tailgate Hall of Fame coin comes in. Some of those guys are part of it, or were part of it already. And to me, the way I'm thinking, because they never really told me how and why I got it and everything. And I think it's just because of having that much passion of doing that, continuing the tradition. That was part of it too. Is like, we want to bring in that San Diego flavor already. You guys would do it. LA would already do it, but maybe in 4 years, 5 years, I don't know. We wanted to bring that fish taco in already.
Immediately get that rolling.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, here's that fish taco. Hey, beers, this, you know what I mean? The cornhole and all that, So we wanted to bring that flavor already, and I don't think we missed on that one. We still have a little bit of San Diego in there, and it is upsetting that San Diego is not involved in it as much as it used to be, and I get it, and I understand a lot of people don't understand it, but yes, I was part of Save Our Bolts as well.
But yeah, man, I can't thank you enough for coming on. We really appreciate your time, Brian, and good luck with everything you're doing, and stay safe, my friend.
No, appreciate it, and thanks for having me, and hopefully we could throw a cold one back, and watch a game, and
fingers crossed.
You never know. If you guys come down, we have a good section. Sometimes some of our peeps don't show up. We take care of in-house first. That's how we work. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're behind the uprights in the new stadium. We're all PSLs, SSLs, whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have 4 tickets, and sometimes my kids don't go or my friends don't go, so I sometimes end up with 1 ticket or 2 tickets. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe we could work something out in the future.
I love it, man. I'm seriously going to take you up on that. I might just hop on a Southwest flight and get out there. You got an extra ticket, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So and enjoy it, man. So it's about having a good time and having good memories and enjoying the game of football.
Awesome, man. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was so awesome being able to interview him, and
yeah, what a great guy.
Just a super guy, and he's so tightly locked into the team. We were talking a little bit off air, and he's met everyone at the organization. Like the organization throws like what the jerseys were going to look like. He knew before everyone else, just to because he's really, really locked into the organization. So it's exciting to be able to interview him and just meet new awesome people and people that have been a fan of the Chargers for so long. It's really cool to hear that.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Fans since the 80s and following.
He's a Muncie guy. He's a Muncie guy. He's not a Gordon guy.
But still, I love that fact that he was a fan of the Chargers. It wasn't, oh, my family is a fan, or I'm from San Diego, so I might as well be a fan of the Chargers. It was like,
he's first generation.
Boom. It nabbed him, picked him up, and he ran with it. I love that about him. So, Brian, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Definitely
really appreciate it.
I'm coming for those tickets, so we're gonna have to get you on at least once or twice a month. We'll be in touch with my secretary. I'll call your secretary. We'll get it rolling.
We'll get it rolling.
I'll call
Hagen
you.
gets first dibs.
And so Kyle will be calling you. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be calling you. There was one thing I wanted to say though. I think
You said, I can't believe you did that. That's so like chill of you, Kyle. Cool.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good episode. One thing I wanted to bring up was he said he's from like a soccer family. So I've recently started watching some soccer, and I think that makes a lot of sense for what he's done with the fans, because in soccer culture there's these supporter groups and they are like diehard, all about it. They have the chapters, kind of like what they're doing at Diehard. And you can see that background showing itself and now becoming a part of Charger culture and football culture. And that's what it's all about. I mean, that's why we started this podcast. That's why we do this, is because it's more than just a sport. It's community. It's rallying around something together. And that's awesome that he's been able to kind of bring over that aspect of the soccer culture into, hey, this unique passion that he has for football and the Chargers, and be able to unify, especially at this crazy time of moving to LA and starting a lot of a new fan base and mixing with the Los Angeles fans. And he was able to do that. I thought that was a really cool story, and that's awesome. I'm excited to be able to go up there and go to that Thunder Rally.
Yeah, and he got me pumped up when he was just like, when
seriously, I was so hyped up.
It was very similar to how I felt about the news when the Chargers, it was announced they were going to LA. Like a lot of people I knew were bailing, and he's just like, "What am I going to do? This is my team, you know. I'm a diehard. It says it all right there. I'm not going anywhere." So, lots of respect for him, and glad that he's leading the way, dude. And you guys have to come to Thunder Rally. It is so crazy. And they have like a drum corps and like all this stuff. It's super, super rad. And the margaritas are delicious.
You already know we got those tickets to the Falcons game, baby.
That's right. In December.
You know, it's happening. I want some fish tacos.
Let's make it happen. All right. Well, as mentioned earlier, folks, we are going to wrap up this episode with another edition of Rochambolt. Now
it's
this
my turn.
Week, yes,
my
Mr.
turn.
Hagen, who played so
I got
well
totally,
last week.
Wait, I got screwed over last
Kevin,
week.
Are you sure, wait,
let's all agree on that.
I know you came up with the questions, but do you know the rules to the game now? Did you go back?
I don't have to answer them. I'm the question master. I am the quest master, and you're playing my game here, pal.
All right.
So get ready.
Here we go,
for
folks.
my Dungeons and Dragons. Here we go. All right.
What's the category?
So in honor of the shit we're gonna have to deal with for the next 12 years, I thought a game of salary for our Rochambolt.
Oh no!
So we're and unlike Kyle's weird 5-question Rochambolt, when in reality it's 1, 2, 3 Rochambolt, I'm doing 3 questions. First question, and what we'll do, I'll ask, give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You spit your answer out. We'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. So what I would like for you to do is to guess this higher end average salary of all the starting quarterbacks in the league. And the amount is $33 million is what this person makes per year. Are you ready for the people that are your options?
Yes. You asked that very weird.
I need you to comply. Is that a yes?
The question.
I need a verbal consent.
Sure, Kevin. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you.
And thank you for bringing back something you promised. Here we go.
Absolutely. I can't be that kind of a person. So, I've got to give the audience what they want. So yeah, go right ahead.
Is that your Mahomes frog voice?
No, that's not my Mahomes voice.
Okay, here we go. 33 million.
Mahomes voice.
Is it A, 33 million? A, Aaron Rodgers. B, Russell Wilson. C, Ben Roethlisberger. D, Kirk Cousins, or E, Matt Ryan? The floor is yours.
Did you say E?
Yeah.
He gave us an E option?
E.
He gave us
he gave us an E option.
5. A, Aaron Rodgers. B, Russell Wilson. C, Ben Roethlisberger. D, Kirk Cousins, or E, Matt Ryan?
Okay.
All right. I think I've got an answer for you.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
D.
Give me a D.
Kirk.
You both said D.
That's right. We did. Yeah.
You were both correct. It is Kirk Cousins D. I thought that would be way harder. Why did you guys say Kirk Cousins?
Because you threw 4 good quarterbacks and one Gomer that's overpaid.
You're like,
But dude, like
Kirk
Ben Roethlisberger
Cousins.
makes $33.5 million. So it's okay, whatever. This game's stupid. Okay, here we go. Number 2. The lower end, the bottom level of starting quarterback salaries. And this person makes $1.75 million. Okay?
all right.
Okay.
A, Deshaun Watson. B, Dwayne Haskins. C, Drew Lock. D, Lamar Jackson. Or E, Tyrod Taylor. 1.752 annual salary.
Okay, so you have a bunch of first round picks on their rookie contract and then Tyrod.
Yeah.
So it's none of the rookie quarterbacks because they're all first round picks and they're going to make more than $1 million. So Tyrod.
Okay. Do you want to play the game the way you set this up, Kyle? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever. We already know what Kyle's is. Go ahead, Adam.
I'll say Haskins. No, I'll say Watson. I'll say Deshaun Watson.
Everybody's wrong. It is Drew Lock makes $1.75 million a year. Yeah, Tyrod's making like 5.5. What are you talking about?
Well, I thought Drew Lock was a first round pick, wasn't he?
No,
Yeah.
I think he was like a third
second.
round.
I don't remember. I don't follow the Broncos.
Well, then that's it. Because first round quarterbacks they make way more than $1 million a year. So
Yeah,
that's my fault.
Okay, last question. This is for all the marbles. Okay, I need you guys to step into my world for a minute. I need you guys to become casting agents for one particular movie. And this movie needs to be populated with Charger players. The best cast wins all the marbles.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to go one at a time. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
The movie is a classic from the 80s, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
So,
Never seen it.
First player, Maverick. Who plays Maverick in Top Gun, the Charger movie? And I'm just a heads up. I'm giving you Maverick, Goose, and Iceman. Those are the 3 spots you got to fill.
So Maverick is Tom Cruise.
Right.
Yes. Oh my God,
okay.
Kyle.
Just making sure. Dude, I don't know. I'm sorry. I was
All right.
sure.
Maverick's Tom Cruise. Goose is his like wingman who dies, and then Iceman is Val Kilmer.
Here's what I'm going. Here's what I'm going with Maverick because of the similarity in appearance, and I also think attitude is Doug Flutie.
Doug
Flutie is my Maverick.
Okay. Okay. Who's your Maverick, Bulldog?
I mean, it's gonna sound stupid, but
Phillip
I think
Rivers?
it's Phillip Rivers. Yeah, it's Phillip Rivers.
Of course.
Like that's
Great
the
answer.
leader of my
Good answer.
generation of watching Chargers.
He is the bad boy. He is the bad boy of the aviation world.
He leads. He
has a need for speed, even though he's not that fast.
For speed.
Yes. All right. Who's his right hand man? Who's Goose?
So this is the kind of player that's like the do-it-all guy, always there, dependable.
Whatever you want, man. I'm gonna decide which one I like best. So,
well, I know it's gonna be
it.
Adam. I'm just trying to do this for the fan. I'm doing it for you.
For sure.
You're not gonna pick me.
So you're not in it to win it. Okay, I see. Go ahead.
I would have to say that's Antonio Gates. Gates is his wingman. That's the guy
Great
that they break
answer.
the record with for most touchdowns to a tight end is Rivers and Gates. So yeah,
That's good. I'm gonna go with you're going more current, more recent players. So I'll try to go back a little bit. This guy, oh yeah, I got it. It's Lorenzo Neal is my Goose.
He's good. He's a good blocker.
Always
He's a good
there.
blocker.
Yep, just dependable, under the radar, not the guy, but always there.
All right. Here's the last one. Iceman. Who's your Iceman? Who would you cast? The crazy wild card who is always in Maverick's face with his.
Is a bad guy?
He's not a bad guy. He's
like
a good guy.
good
He's
guy.
He's the competition for Maverick.
Ryan Leaf.
right.
That's Ryan Leaf. That's my final answer.
Oh, Kyle, I didn't want you to win, but holy shit, I don't know how I
Ryan
think
Leaf.
anything else. You're gonna have to blow me out of the water.
O'Neal,
With this.
Ryan Leaf, legends.
Oh my god. Okay, who's yours, Adam? Who's your Iceman?
I would have to say it's not really competition, but he at least when I watched him, and there was always like, I think there was on the field issues and off the field issues, but I'm going to say Vincent Jackson was the wide receiver that like had a bit of a temperament that he wasn't able to control too well. I remember him blowing that one game where like there was a penalty or something and he kicked the ball off the side, like, and it caused another penalty, and it just like totally screwed everything up. So he's a good player, obviously, continued to play, but man, he was too hot to handle. So I'm going to say Vincent Jackson.
All right. Well, as much as it pains me to do this, Kyle, you have won Rochambolt with the solid Ryan Leaf Iceman casting. We'll see how it does at the Academy Awards, but for now, solid casting. Thank you for playing.
I appreciate your honesty in choosing me.
I told you I didn't like it, Kyle. I told you I'm not happy about it, but it was the best answer.
It's very honest of you.
Yeah.
Kevin, you were very honest this episode. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Good episode.
A very honest episode.
Very honest.
I got a movie line for you before we end to top your silly one at the beginning.
Oh, it's taken you 35 minutes to figure out what you were going to say.
I had it. I was looking for a place to add it into the episode, and there was no opening, so I just needed to blurt it out. So, you ready?
Am I ever?
Okay. Here it is. Adam, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Jesus.
Okay.
Remember that part in Terminator where he's like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Dude, how did you know that was my line?
Is that it? No, don't tell me.
No, just kidding.
It. Okay.
Here it is. Let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner.
Break. Yes. And that was better than mine, too. That's the program, one of the best college football movies of all time.
If you've not watched the program and you listen to this podcast, you have to go watch it.
Stat.
Yeah. The best.
All right, everybody. Well, you know what I'll be doing in the next 2 hours. So thanks for joining us here at the Charger Chat. We hope you had a good time and some laughs. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Ryan Leaf.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Coming this summer. Two brothers. One mission.
I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Action.
Those guys don't all suck.
Don't say that again. I'm about to smack you in your mouth.
Drama.
This segment sucks because somebody doesn't know how to play.
So it's okay, whatever. Skip stupid. Okay, here we go.
And one hell of a good line.
Let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner.
Rochambolt.
You son of a bee!
Suck it.
Stop it! Stop!
This film is not yet rated.
I love you too. Bye.